Now at 5, millions of chickens will be killed due to the first outbreak of bird flu in Newton County. Plus, the agreement that'll soon expand access to broadband internet in part of southwest Missouri. And
a legal blow to President Trump's executive order over birthright citizenship. I'm Natalie Brandt with the ruling and the message from the federal judge in the case.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A woman is in custody for murder tonight after deaths in southwest Missouri and in Arkansas. This is KOIM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Police say at around 1:45 this morning, this woman, Taylor Santiago, arrived at the Aurora Police and Fire Facility and said she had just murdered her estranged husband at her home. Officers found the man, identified as Santiago's estranged husband, dead inside the home. Now she's also linked to 2 other shootings, one of them fatal in Arkansas. We're going to have more on this story for you tonight at 6. Newton County, Missouri is dealing with its very first documented bird flu outbreak in history. Birds at 2 farms owned by Opal Foods were infected. Opal Foods produces eggs for brands like Eggland's Best and Land O'Lakes. They're in the process of euthanizing all 2.6 million birds at the farm. The euthanized birds and affected eggs will be transported to a landfill in Lamar, Missouri. Then the farm will be sanitized. Cleanup and sanitation will be overseen by the USDA, and they expect to be done by early 2026. The administrator at the Newton County Health Department says the risk of bird flu in humans is minimal.
The Department of Agriculture is on site to oversee the destruction of the birds, and they have been following all procedures and policies and have been very cooperative with the local health department as well as state officials.
We're going to have more on this story for you tonight at 6 as well. Newton County residents will soon have more access to broadband internet. The County Commission approved an agreement with Allo Communications to implement a broadband deployment plan. Using nearly $7 million in funding from the American Rescue Plan Act and an investment from Allo, it'll create a backbone fiber line. This will allow for increased access to the internet across the most rural parts of the county.
We're just trying to get it up. You know, in today's world, a lot more people work from home and stuff, and we want that opportunity for people to move to Newton County and still be able to have broadband to where if they do work from home or need the broadband, it's there for their students.
This initial project is expected to be completed by the end of 2026. Allo is also currently working on establishing a fiber network in Joplin. You can find a link to track what progress is being done in our community on our website, KOIMnewsnow.com. The Homeless Coalition hosted a free event at the Salvation Army in Joplin today. The event provided access to housing resources, medical services, employment opportunities, and more. Organizers say the primary purpose is to get more accurate numbers on homelessness in the area.
Continuation for the point-in-time count that started as of last night, which is a national count that happens across the country. And what we're doing today is we're surveying folks as they come in here to the Salvation Army and asking them where they slept last night. And we're doing that survey as part of the homeless point-in-time count.
Smith says the homeless population has gone up in Joplin by more than 50% from 2023 to 2024. This number only reflected people who were surveyed. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, it was still pretty cold outside for us today, but better than what we were earlier this week. We're sitting into the upper 20s, 27 in Joplin, 25 in Pittsburgh. It is going to be cold tonight. We're going to slide back into the teens once again later on tonight, actually low to mid-teens. 26 Stockton, 28 in Neosho, 32 at Grand Lake, 26 in Chanute. So through the evening, calm, just cold. Sliding back through the 20s into the teens for overnight lows. It's been kind of breezy out there. The winds will come down a little bit later on tonight. They're going to switch out of the south, and this is going to really start to help us warm up as we go through the next couple days, but the winds are going to be moving tomorrow. We're going to have south winds kind of 30 to about 35 miles per hour at times. But good news here, our temperatures are going to warm into the 40s for highs as we go into Friday. We're going to look at your weekend also here in just a bit.
See you soon. A couple of firsts for the new Trump administration today as the president addresses world leaders for the first time since taking office and hits his first legal hurdle as he seeks to redefine birthright citizenship in his crackdown on immigration. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
A federal judge is temporarily blocking President Trump's executive order seeking to end birthright citizenship for undocumented migrants. In court Thursday, the judge said, "I've been on the bench for 4 decades. I can't remember anything that presents as clear as this. This is blatantly unconstitutional." Attorneys general from several states mounted this legal challenge, arguing birthright citizenship was established by the 14th Amendment. On Capitol Hill, the president's allies doubled down on Trump's executive order, introducing a bill to make it law.
I'm predicting and forecasting that when this gets to the U.S. Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court's going to rule that this particular piece of legislation is constitutional.
President Trump, speaking virtually to leaders at the Davos World Economic Forum, talked about his increased enforcement at the border.
Have deployed active duty U.S. military and National Guard troops to the border to assist in repelling the invasion. It was really an invasion. We will not allow our territory to be violated.
CBS News has learned Marco Rubio will likely make his first foreign trip as Secretary of State to Central America to discuss migration and visit Panama, with Trump suggesting he'll retake the Panama Canal. It's an issue Rubio addressed at his confirmation hearing.
The Chinese basically have effective control of the canal anytime they want, because if they order a Chinese company that controls the ports to shut it down or impede our transit, they will have to do so.
Trump is also threatening tariffs against China. He told leaders at Davos Chinese President Xi Jinping called him. Trump saying he wants fairness and a level playing field. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Trump's overall economic message to global and corporate leaders at Davos was come to the U.S. where you can enjoy low corporate taxes or be prepared to pay tariffs. Still ahead, protecting yourself in the winter weather.
Millions of Americans are braving these dangerous temperatures. I'm Michael George with how to stay safe in the cold.
And a 4-state school district shuts down as it battles illness. Those stories next in Health Watch.
Well, it's still chill. It turned out to be a chilly day for us today, but overall not too bad. We had the sunshine, a little breezy at times across the region. We look good right now. Nice shot of our indigo sky. Casino and resort, pretty much clear skies across the region. We've had some clouds kind of in and out throughout the day. Temperatures, they're cooling back down. It's already down to 22 in Nevada, 28 in Neosho, 32 in Bonita. We have Neodesha sitting at 27 degrees. So it is going to be a cold evening. Our temperatures, they're going to be sliding back through the teens eventually. I think most of us 14, 15 degrees for overnight low, so another cold night, and still kind of windy. We have northwesterly wind at about 10 to 15. Gusts have been a little bit higher than that at times, but overall the winds are going to calm down tonight and then switch out of the south, and it's going to get pretty breezy tomorrow. Southerly winds 30 upwards to about 35. What that will do in return is warm us up into the 40s for afternoon highs, and then the winds will come down a little bit once we get into Saturday. We've had some clouds kind of skirting through during the daytime hours, but in general, it's been fine. You can see a few little random flurries flying out across central Kansas as we have a weak little wave, which is dropping through, and that is what has given us a little bit cooler air. You can see some snow back across the Ohio River Valley. For us, we're pretty calm. We don't have any big storm systems over the next few days, just cold tonight. 12 Stockton, 14 Anderson, 17 in Parsons, Fort Scott about 12. We warm up quickly, mid to upper 30s by noon. I think most of us 44-ish for an afternoon high, which is pretty good for Friday. Tomorrow night, not near as cold. We only drop back into lower 30s for Saturday morning. A lot of clouds thickening up, so mostly cloudy skies on your Saturday, but still temperatures looking pretty good into the mid to upper 40s. We have a weak wave passing to our south Saturday night into Sunday morning. There could be a sprinkler too, mainly south of I-44. Besides that, we are looking pretty good. All right, 15 in the morning, 36 by noon, high temp, 44. First day we're going to get back in the 40s for a week, which is going to be nice to see. Looking at the weekend, 46 on Saturday, a little bit cooler Sunday. We are going to have a lot of clouds as we go through the weekend, and of course a couple little sprinkles on Saturday night. If you're heading north on Sunday, there is actually a pretty big football game. 5:30 Sunday afternoon, the Bills come to town. Temperatures for tailgating in the 30s, not bad. The winds aren't going to be bad. And then during the game, we'll drop back into the upper 20s. Heading into next week, again, things pretty quiet through a good chunk of the week. Then we get a storm system that is going to start to move in late Wednesday and Thursday. Slight chance for rain Wednesday and then again on Thursday, but then it's going to lift through on Friday, and we're going to have to watch the temperatures to see if this comes in as rain or is it going to possibly come in as freezing rain, sleet, or snow. Until then, not a whole bunch going on. 44 on your Friday, 46 Saturday, 40 on Sunday, 50s next Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that chance for showers and a wintry mix late next week. But the next week, we get out of the deep freeze and looking pretty good.
Yeah, thawing out.
There you go.
Thanks, Doug. A new year can be a good time to work on building credit. Tips just ahead in Consumer. Topping today's Consumer Watch with the new year here, many Americans are looking to improve their credit rating, or what's known as a FICO credit score. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger appeared on CBS Mornings with some common sense tips to do that. Those include paying down debt and making regular payments to credit cards. She says all consumers should pay very close attention to their credit score.
It's incredibly important for you to pay attention to this. It's widely available now through a lot of credit card companies because, again, this score can help you save money if you were about to borrow money, maybe for a car. Doesn't even have to be a house.
FICO credit score is used when a consumer rents or buys a home, applies for a job, signs for utility services, and repays a loan. Con artists are trying to take advantage of people during the cold winter months. Josh Sidorowitz says details on utility company scams.
Dan Deming said he was suspicious when he received a call from someone claiming to be from his power company.
A gentleman on the other end told me that my service was about to be shut off.
But the IT software specialist started to doubt himself and what he knew about scams.
I mean, I was pretty conflicted because I know that they try to instill this sense of urgency. Your account's going to be shut off. You're going to lose your electricity to, try and get you to break out the pocketbook or whatever. But on the other hand, the guy was very well spoken, very smooth talker, and he had all this information about me.
Information including his address and his account number.
He also mentioned that my account number had recently changed, and he had that earlier account number as well.
We do track utility scams because it is such a popular scam.
Melanie McGovern with the Better Business Bureau says scam artists also target businesses and threaten to shut off the electricity. And they often want an untraceable form of payment like Bitcoin or a prepaid card.
And what we know is once that money is gone, it's gone. So if that is the method of payment they're asking for, that's a definite red flag that it is a scam. If you do get one of these calls, just hang up and call your utility company directly.
That's what Deming did, and the power company confirmed he was not facing shutoff.
That was kind of the one thing that had been drilled into me that luckily I stuck to that day.
And experts also warn that scammers can even spoof your caller ID to make it look like that call is coming from your utility company. I'm Josh Sidorowitz, CBS News, Philadelphia.
A final check of the forecast next. Next on the CBS Evening News, anchor and managing editor Nora O'Donnell's final night in the anchor chair as she moves on to become part of the CBS News family as a senior correspondent. Then on KOIM News at 6, more on the shooting deaths of 2 people and the arrest of a woman in Southwest Missouri. Plus an update on the effort to expand access to broadband internet in Southwest Missouri. And the annual NEO High School Basketball Tournament tips off in Miami. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOIM News at 6. This rare tropical plant is turning stomachs overseas as huge crowds line up in Australia to get a whiff of it. It's the same stinky flower that opened up across parts of the U.S. last year.
Pretty gross, yeah.
Think about the last time that you're in the gym with a lot of really...
Putricia for its putrid stench, which helps to attract pollinators. Thousands of flower fans are visiting the blooming marvel at the Botanic Gardens in Sydney to take in the revolting scent.
Pretty gross, yeah. Think about the last time that you're in the gym with a lot of really sweaty dudes.
The smell was like hot garbage.
Smells like something is rotting, but like a socks.
Yeah, the stench is short-lived. It lasts only about 24 hours. Plant enthusiasts worldwide have tuned into a live stream to watch it bloom for the first time in 15 years. People lining up to actually see it in person, I guess, are driven by curiosity more than anything. I mean, you don't normally stand in line so you can experience an odor like that, but you know.
Not on my bucket list.
Mine neither. The weather looking up.
Yeah, it's going to be cold tonight, but we get into the 40s by the time we head into your Friday, up to 46 by Saturday.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOIM News at 6. Let's make it a great evening.